How is it going, everyone? We have a brand new update in Fortnite Creative version 15.1. We got a lot of brand new stuff. We got some new devices. We got some new settings. I'm going to cover all of that right now. Let's go.
Immature gaming.
Alright, first things first, please hit that like button. It really helps me out a lot. And if you want to see more videos like this, press that subscribe button. If you guys want to support me even further, please use code Immature in the item shop. It helps me out a lot. Alright, let's just get into this video. One of the first new updates is you can now access a creative island right from the main menu of Creative. Basically, when you press play, after you selected the creative tab, you will see an option to press island code. This is just like you interacting with a riff in the hub. You'll see your recent islands and even your favorites. This is very cool and important. So if you have a favorite map, a favorite practice map, maybe like the crank simulator, make sure you favorite that, right? So you can just start Fortnite, press it, and you're good to go. All right, now let's hop into the brand new settings they've added. First up under the game tab, you can go all the way to the bottom and you're gonna see a new setting, player collision. Basically, it'll allow you to pass through other players in the game if you have this turned off. Now let's go to the settings tab. We have some new settings here as well. They've added a pickaxe range multiplier. Basically, the range at which your pickaxe when you swing will do damage. This is for Among Us type game modes. I'm sure we could think of some other fun stuff to use it for. And the last new settings they added was auto pickup. Now there is an option in Fortnite in the game settings where you can actually have auto pickup on. This will override that. So if you don't have auto pickup on and you select yes, it will automatically auto pick up that item for a player no matter what their setting is. Or if you have no, even if you have auto pickup on, it will not auto pick up that item. You know, we have a lot of different options, something you'll definitely have to play around with. Next up, they finally added the brand new charged shotgun. It's been a few seasons. You know, there was other methods to get it, but we have it now. If you go under creative, under weapons, you will see it right here. They also added the Dragon Breath shotgun. We actually only went a few weeks without it, which was kind of cool, but this one was super easy to get anyway. I think my last video I showed how to get it. Now that's obsolete because you can get it right in the weapons tab in creative. All right, let's get into devices. The brand new player spawn pad. Now this thing is so cool, you guys. Before we had to use this old player spawn plate. They call it plate now, but it was a player spawn pad originally. This thing was clunky. You couldn't copy paste it. Now this is basically on prop and off grid. This is so nice. You can manipulate it, change settings, and you can just copy paste. It's such a cool ad and it's been a long time coming. For the settings in this, there is a brand new setting as well. We have enable during phase create only. This is really nice ad, especially for us creators. Basically, you can keep it on create only, and when you load into your island, you can put it next to your mechanics. You can put it next to where you're working if you're testing your maps, and when the game ends, it'll spawn you right there. You don't have to mess up your spawns for the game. This is telling me Fortnite is actually giving us creators some tools for quality of life improvements, which is great. We have a lot to go. We definitely need some more testing tools, but this is a start. Next up is probably one of the craziest devices they've added, and that is the brand new player reference. You guys can go under devices at the very top. You'll find it here. And this device on the surface seems like it's more of a player indicator, kind of like a placeholder to show you what player instigated it. You can even track stats. As you can see here, you can track stats. It'll show the player's name. This device though is definitely a lot more than a visual aid. We have some settings in this device that we haven't seen on other devices. They're going to definitely be kind of hard to explain for beginners, but I'm going to try to do my best to explain what they are and how they work. Let's just start by going through the settings and then I'll show you some examples. First, you can turn the hologram on or off. You can change the color. There's obviously visible options. You can actually change the player's animation. We have a few different options. See there, I kind of actually set it up over here for you guys so you can kind of see all the different options you have. While we're here, you'll see we also have show player details. You can change that as well to be above the player, mid, low. You can also change like the curvature of the text. And the score display. You can also track people's stats, which is so cool. You can track their eliminations, you can track their score, eliminated. This is very cool. I kind of set that up over here, and like I said, I'll show you this more in depth here in a second, but you can kind of see where it shows the score. You can activate this with other devices. All right, now we're getting kind of to more advanced settings. I'm gonna do the best I can to explain this for you guys. First up, we have allow activate without player reference. For the player reference device to work, it actually is going to need an instigating signal from a player in the game, whether that be them actually pressing a button or hitting a trigger or visible trigger or using a mutator. For this device to track a player, it needs to be registered. So basically what this setting is saying is it's looking, if you send a signal on activate, and when activated it's going to transmit on, it's going to look and see at this setting, does a player need to be registered to it or not? Now, like I said earlier, you have to register this device for it to work. Many different options to do that. This activate and when activate transmit. Now, this is what's kind of game changing and a brand new setting that we have not seen in Fortnite Creative before. Why that setting is important is because certain devices, for instance, item granters, HUDs, there's some other ones you'll see receiving players set up to triggering player. So basically an instigating player has to send a signal to receive this weapon or to see this HUD, right? This new device, and with this setting, can bypass that. Basically where you can send a signal from another player and actually give the player you want a point or minus a point or give them a weapon, or you can use other methods that don't actually take a player's signature, like, you know, a music sequence or hitting a trigger that doesn't carry a player's signature, and it will actually just affect that player as well, just like he instigated it. So for instance, on this device, allow active without player reference. So let me just show you this real quick, and this is the settings I have set up. We're gonna register the player. We have two methods of activation. We have an instigating method and a non-instigating method. As you see here, they're both channel 2. Then after activate, it's gonna transmit on 3, okay? 3, what we have set up here is a barrier to enable. And 3 also is going to give us a weapon just by a triggering player, not by all players, because that would work no matter what. And also these HUDs. They're both set to 3, just indicators to tell you that one's an instigating signal that's set to triggering player, and one's a non-instigating signal that's sent to all. That's just a visual aid to show you. So right now we have the setting to allow when activated to send a signal no matter what. It doesn't need a player to be registered to work. So this is a non-instigating signal. It works. You'll see that the HUD popped up down there. We have the barrier. And this is an instigating signal. This is from me directly to the device. It takes away the player instigation. That's crazy. So now check this out. Let's register the player, right? So now it's looking at me, only me. And watch what happens when I do a player instigate. I get weapons, I get the HUD saying I instigated, this enables. That should happen, right? That would happen normally on any device that's set up for triggering player. If you instigate it, it will give you that HUD or item. All right, now here's what is crazy here. Okay, we have it registered. This is a non-instigating signal. It instigates. I got weapons. I got the HUD for under triggering player. This is crazy. This is game changing. I mean, you can do this for score. This is going to open up so many doors, and I cannot wait to see what happens with this device. The rest of the stuff on here, it's pretty simple: enable, disable, and when a stat is tracked, you can send a signal as well, which is also kind of cool. You can set it up to when a player is eliminated or has got a score change or killed someone, to send a signal. That's kind of cool. There's other ways to do that as well. All in all, this device is really cool, and it's definitely a lot more than a visual aid, as I know a lot of people just think that's what it's for. Hopefully I explained it well. It's kind of hard to explain to beginners on this stuff because it looks like magic, fancy behind the scenes stuff. But if you play with this stuff enough, you'll get it, I promise. All right, next up, we have a little change on the matchmaking portal. And what they've done is they've given us some settings to remove audio. And they've also kind of gave us settings to remove any prompts. So see, if we were to start the game, you wouldn't be able to interact with it and go into the island or anything like that. So basically this is used for like photos. I don't know, on the 100 Thieves hubs, there's some other things. People are using, basically pictures from this matchmaking portal in their creative game modes. And now you can kind of remove any of the junk from it. So that's really, really cool. We also got some new settings in the damage volume. Basically kind of all the same settings we just recently got in the last update on mutator zones. Same thing. You can basically filter by certain teams now. You can filter by classes. So, this is actually a really cool add. You can kill just certain players that have a certain class, or only start giving damage to a player with that class or that team. This opens up some really cool things for game modes. So yeah, that's pretty exciting. And our last kind of thing here is they've changed the billboard. You'll notice the default now, the border is off, which thank you. Everyone always turn these off, so that's kind of nice. I think they've also kind of fixed some of the issues we had, like grabbing these texts. You know how it was kind of a pain in the butt to grab these and you didn't know what you're grabbing? They've definitely did some work, and this is such a cool ad. And maybe if you're not a creator or messes with text a lot, you won't think you're gonna be like, that's not really, who cares? But I'm telling you, this will save us creators a lot of time. Alright you guys, that's kind of it for the update. I hope you guys learned a lot, and get out there, start creating, start making some cool things. I already kind of messed around, made like a new NPC type, aim trainer. I know, pretty cool stuff here. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, please hit that like button. And if you want to see more content like this, please subscribe. We got a lot more cool content coming, you guys. I got some new map. I'm definitely got a really cool Zomors. I'll give you a sneak peek right now, but don't tell no one. And that's it for today's video. I'm Immature Gamer, and I'm out. Hey, you're still here? Thank you so much for watching the whole video. I really appreciate it. If you don't mind, please press that like button. It goes a long way. I'm serious. And while I'm sitting here begging for likes, press that subscribe button. It would really mean the world to me. Alright, I'm really leaving this time. Hope you have a great day.
That's my name.